Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at another K&L exclusive, Dustin. This time a Compass Box offering.
Yeah.
This is the 5th and Harrison. Tell us about it, my friend.
Yeah, so they got two different labels. I can't think of the other one's name. But K&L, I guess, back in 2015, got together with John Glazier and put together a blend. And at the time, they had access to whatever the hell they wanted. And here we are, a decade later, and they were offered basically the same blend again. They were able to provide us at the same price. And if you don't mind, Mike, I do want to make sure I got the percentages right on that blend. So what are they?
Yeah, so Bowmore Distillery, it is 60% or 60-point-something percent ABV.
And that's 23-year-old Bowmore.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Dustin, you know how poor my eyesight is anymore with that small stuff, buddy.
So next we got Glendullan, which is in a first fill sherry butt. That's 28.5%, and that's a first fill sherry. Although I gotta say, Mike, for 21% first fill, I'm not seeing the color, so I don't know what's going on there.
What was the age on that?
21 years old.
Okay.
And then we have Carol Ila finishing things off, nice 11%, just a little kiss, at 24 years old.
Yes, we got some old whiskey here, Dustin.
Yeah, we're coming in at 53.2. I will say, Mike, they've really cheapened out on their labels.
Yeah, I was disappointed. It's a nice picture, very much. Like artistically, it is a nice view. However, the feel of it, that would not pass American Psycho standards. You'd be the last guy in that boardroom with that card that felt like that.
Yeah, I mean, that is the cheapest paper I've ever seen on a label.
All right, Dustin, let's get into it. Whew. Boy, right away you get a candle wax.
Smoky, fruity, waxy, yeah.
Yeah, so, right. I was going to say smoky, but yeah, you get that Bowmore-esque smoke, that kind of plasticky smoke that I get off the Devil's Cask. I get that with a little bit of candle wax and a nice little array of, I would say, orchard fruits. Little orange, little apple.
I get like an overripe melon coming in here, and okay. I mean, it's like, whoa, you really went overripe on that thing.
I could definitely see melon.
Don't get me wrong, the orchard fruit's still there. I'm just, that particular nose, like, whew, okay.
Now I'm getting a spice, slightly peppery spice. A little more aggressive of a spice. I don't know if I want to go full pepper, but it might be pepper.
I would go with some pepper in here, man. Black pepper.
Whew, okay. Man, these are some distilleries I like. I tell you what. Carol Ila and Bowmore, I mean, two great Isla distilleries. I'm not familiar with the second distillery.
Glendullan, I've had some independent stuff from them. They're used a lot by Compass Box these days. Mm-hmm. I feel like maybe they don't have access to the Klein Leash they used to, so they're using some Glendullan. But it's not a distillery they didn't use in the past, so it's not like they've, we're just going to replace something. But I do think they're using it more frequently now.
Now, the sherry note on this is kind of coming up for me. And it feels like an old sherry punch-in, like we give like the old good Lagavulins and things like that. It feels like that old type of sherry. Punch-in sherry.
There is a nice sherry note here, and it's playing a role in those fruits. I know we said orchard fruits, but I mean, yes, you're getting a little bit of like some grape notes coming through here, whether it's raisins or figs, but you're also getting a little whisper of chocolate. Nothing major.
When I think it's close to a grape but not a grape, I always go to fig. I've had figs like twice in my life, so I can't like detail it as good as well as I would like to. But I know it's close to a grape. It's just not a grape.
Yeah. And raisins can, there's white raisins, grape, dark raisins. There's so many different types of raisins. Which type of grape did they use?
But this is bordering on a little bit of raisin. I mean, really, I get a twinge of tobacco on this too.
I'm also getting a little bit of like lime and light wet stone.
There is a citrus note to it. Mineral citrus.
It gives me a little bit of Lafroig 18 notes here. Now, Lafroig 18 compared to this is a very subtle whiskey. This is a very assertive, aggressive. It's more fruity, but I do get some of that just kind of citrus, lemon, lime, sweet funkiness with, again, that like wet stone note, which I love.
You do. You are a fan of that, especially with a little bit of peated whiskeys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's something that comes out a lot in the Froigs. Sometimes you'll get it in Carol Ila's. I don't necessarily think Bowmore when I think that note, but I could be wrong. I am probably the least versed with Bowmore as any Isla distillery.
It is by far my least likely to go to. Between their ridiculously high pricing and unimpressive presentation of their core range, it's not a distillery I go to a lot. However,
anyone wants to send me a sample of Black Bowmore, I will take that with open arms.
And legs.
We can negotiate.
what has to happen to make this deal.
But I mean, overall, really impressive nose. I've come to expect that with Compass Box in general. They usually have a pretty impressive nose.
And I'll just say, Mike, I definitely do recognize Bowmore here, but I will say I've had some unpleasant Bowmore notes in the past where it got too plasticky. It was more like a burnt plastic or something. I don't get that note here. I get vibrant fruitiness with a little of that Bowmore waxiness that, yes, is leaning into plastic, but not like burnt plastic, which is where I start disliking it.
Yeah, not how the Devil's Cast were. This has been aged longer, so this
Yes.
I always go back to the Devil's Cast because it was the most obvious on that particular bottling. The Devil's Cast 3, like, man, that smoky plastic note was...
We've had blends, for example, we had the 33-year-old, from Douglas Lang, the Big Pete.
Big Pete, yes.
And, that I noticed the Bowmore less than pleasant notes, and I think that was maybe... Being an 85, that may have been during that. You guys can tell me there was a period where Bowmore got like a lot of negative comments. There's a term they use for that. That may have been around that era. So
the bad times.
This would have been early 2000s. No issues coming through here for me at all. This actually smells really nice.
Yeah, it's excellent.
I really enjoy the fact that the smoke and that fruitiness are really so amped up here. Sometimes whiskeys, they have a little bit of sherry notes up front, and then they hit you with the smoke. This has it both, and then as you kind of go back and forth, one or the other might stand out, but it's all there. Really well done, beautiful blend.
It's nice economy of flavors. Instantly, like when you start to swallow, you get instantly the sweet citrus fruits, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of lime, maybe. The smoke comes in right after it, and then it's followed by those fruits, but it's a dirtier version of the fruits, Dustin. Those fruits have been through something. Got some city miles on them.
Smoked.
Yeah, right. But the smoke is consistent. It's there. And the smoke really, to me, feels far more significant on the palate than it did on the nose. Like, it's sooty. It's sooty chimney smoke like I like Ila smoke. Woo! Good.
Absolutely. Sooty chimney smoke. But it has that waxy, slightly plasticky note. But here it's doing a wonderful job because it works with these fruits. It really is working. And I've got lemon, I got lime, I got tangerines, I
like the tangerine.
A little bit of mango.
It almost feels like it's waxed fruits to some degree, but you still get like the essence of it.
But they've been smoked. They were on a...
You know what? That's probably the better way to say it.
You were out there on a grill, they were smoked, but they were also, again, there's a little plasticky note. I usually mean that note is a less than pleasant note. I actually kind of like it here.
Yeah.
And then, I get that mineral... stone note all through this one.
That's a little bit. The stone note a little bit has left me a little bit of the minerality on it. Because I think just the whole smoke note is so encompassing on this one. It's hard.
I think the mineral and the plastic note are together. I think they're kind of one and the same. It's plasticky, but it's also got a mineral element to it.
Plastic is that mineral.
Hey man, you know what? These are manufactured stones. They were composite.
Recycled.
They haven't been sitting out of the pond long enough. Here in a few years, it'll just be nice.
Okay, now with water, the smoke note's coming up. And it's a really nice smoke note on this. I mean, what you would expect with Carol Ila Bowmore mix.
When I first nosed it, I got nothing but smoke initially. And then as we kept nosing it, it got sweeter and sweeter, and the fruits took over. Water just brought the smoke back out. I mean, it's there.
Yeah, it's nice.
Water brought everything together nicely. Didn't really bring us one... nothing really has changed. It's just brought it together more.
Smoky tangerine.
A little bit of a smoky vanilla note too. I don't think I said that earlier, but I'm getting a little more vanilla now. Cleaner smoke as well with a bit of water.
Agreed. It almost so on the palate with water. The smoke is the first player. You still get the fruits, but the smoke feels almost silky and almost flambéed, sort of enhanced, whipped. Man, beautiful smoke, beautiful sherry note on this now on the long linger too. The sherry comes back and it's mouth coating. I mean, actually, this is a good candidate for. Is it better with a little bit of water?
The richness and depth of the finish is absolutely outstanding on this whiskey. One of the better finishes I've had in a while.
Very good.
It is. completely mouth coating and all encompassing on the finish. We were just talking about it. We had a 22-year-old Carol Ila earlier, and the finish was a little disappointing. Now, that was a fresh crack. Not
Got
revealing
2019 fish. We'll bring it to you guys soon.
Yeah, but this is, this is up there with the best of the whiskeys in terms of how long, how bold, how lingering that finish is.
If you're not a whiskey fan, you're gonna find a lot to enjoy here.
Yeah, and if you're somebody who wants more, you care about more than just that initial arrival, which is excellent, by the way. It just keeps getting better on that finish. It's really good. And by the way, Mike, it drinks richer and oilier than the 53-2.
It still drinks rich and oily with the amount of water I put in, which wasn't insignificant.
No, it's excellent. They've really done a good job here.
It is.
When I saw 53-2, I was like, that's probably calf strength, but
it probably is, but I hate when they don't say it.
Yeah, they didn't say it, and so it's possible. Well, it's also possible one of the barrels had already been proofed down.
I don't know. It's good bubbles, Dustin.
Good sized bubbles. Yeah.
All right, does whiskey score time? Your bottle. I'll go first. Ooh, storm's coming down. Mm-hmm. We need the rain. Boy, I just in my mind I keep going up in score with this whiskey. So like initially I was like at an 87. Then as soon as I had water, I was like, okay, I'm at least an 88. Man, I'm gonna go 88.5. Like I really enjoyed this. This has everything I love. It's got a lot of Isla whiskey components. Got a nice sherry note to it, although insubstantial, but it's a nice compliment. The sherry note to it. But I think it's a great smoke note. I thought it handled water well. Got a lot of nice fruits. 88.5. Am I wrong?
So I keep going back to this, Mike. Why is this not a 90? That's kind of my gold standard for exceptional whiskey.
Right.
Why is this not? The finish is there.
Yeah.
The nose is rich enough.
Maybe
has enough going on.
Initial rivalry.
The arrival, I do think, is maybe where it's coming up a little short. Yeah. So I'm going to give it an 89, but I'll be honest, as the bottle continues to go down, I might change my mind and go 90.
I agree. I think this is an impressive whiskey overall. And another good turnout by K&L. I mean, so we've got a couple things from K&L. I'll tell you what, everything we have from K&L has been absolutely bang for your buck whiskey. At the very least.
So $190 on this one? Absolutely. I mean, again, there's no whiskey in here under 21 years old.
Right. You're not cast strength.
And it's at a great proof. Yeah. I mean, even if it's not cast strength, it's close enough. I mean,
you're right. You're right. I'm sorry, I misspoke there. But you're absolutely right. It'd be another. And again, I've been impressed by everything I've ever gotten from K&L.
And like 30% is just first fill sherry. I mean, just on top of that, like.
Excellent.
All things that cost the money.
Yeah. All right, so another impressive compass box. One of us has had an impressive compass box, and not a surprise that K&L
apparently K&L sorting them all.
Yeah, no doubt. So those are our thoughts on this particular whiskey. You guys had a chance to try this one. We'd love to know what you guys think. Dustin, until next time, what do we wish the folks?
Happy drinking.
See you then.